listening to PS This Is Awesome, a PlayStation podcast. This is episode 410, where we dive into our thoughts on all things PlayStation. Before we jump in, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/PS This Is Awesome, where you can also watch the video version of the podcast. You can check out our trophy list on the PlayStation Network. I am Anchorless_81, and Jake is JakeSaw01. Send your thoughts to psthisisawesome@gmail.com. Share the show with friends. Don't forget to rate us. The podcast airs for free every Wednesday on your preferred streaming platform. But for those who sign up to our Patreon for just $1 a month, you can join the one and only $1 Club and receive a die-cut vinyl sticker plus a shout-out on the show. Most times, you also get the show a day or two early. Visit patreon.com/PS This Is Awesome to support us. Remember, if you like our podcast, it does us a lot of good if you can like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. With that out of the way, Jake, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. We got some gnarly weather. I mean, sounds like most of the eastern half of the country got hit with this big storm on Sunday. I guess started kind of Saturday night, but it's one of those things where, like, I've mentioned on the kind of the podcast before, like, I have no clue even how much snow we got because there's so much wind too. But I spent a good chunk. I think I plowed my driveway twice yesterday just to keep up with it. And then this morning there was another couple of inches, but I decided to wait until I got home. So I got home a little bit early and went out and plowed the rest of the snow off when I got home. And I'm really glad I did because, like, my boss didn't even come into work today. Because we got a picture sent to us from, like, my boss's wife that was like, Brian's been at this for 2 hours and this is all the farther that he's gotten, and it's like a picture of him on his little tractor that's got like a bucket loader on the front, and he's got like half of his driveway done.
He didn't have a plow?
For like 2 hours. No, and the thing is that, like, you know, it's so dumb because he literally 2 weeks ago sold his snowblower. And like,
that's awesome.
And he's like, I don't know what his excuse was for this. I don't know if he just thought, like, well, I'll just use my tractor with the bucket loader. And it's not like a big tractor. It's like a fucking garden tractor with a little bucket on the front of it. And
it's like the Fable version of a John Deere or something.
Or, I mean, it is a John Deere, but it's like a little, like, lawn version.
Yeah.
It's not like a fucking, you know, utility one. But, like, the thing is that if he had just gone out and just kept up with it, like did it 2 or 3 times yesterday, he probably would have had no trouble getting it cleared off this morning.
Yeah.
But you could see, like, in the picture, the part that he hadn't done yet was like fucking 2 feet deep. Because, like, of the way that their house is situated, you could tell the wind kind of, like, collected it all there in their driveway.
Like, makes this huge bluff there, yeah.
Dude, and he... and I'm just like, oh, man. Hopefully he learned his lesson on that one. Because, yeah, but, dude, it's one of those things where people are probably tired of hearing us bitch about the weather. But it's like, It was one of those instances where for the past 3 or 4 days, they've been saying, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. We've been getting these crazy alarms, these alerts and everything about it. And generally, I'm like, I take the weather forecast under consideration. But I never, like, believe it until I see it with my own eyes because it's so often wrong. But, dude... It came in pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've seen worse though in this area for sure.
Yeah. Oh, sure. And I think they did a half decent job keeping up with it. But, like, dude, I was surprised. I was out. I think it was like noon was the first time I went out to plow my driveway. We had probably just under a foot, and maybe like 10 inches or 8 inches, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was out there for like an hour and a half plowing it off because it just takes a while when there's that much snow. And dude, in that entire like hour and a half, I think I saw 2 vehicles drive by my place. and like literally nobody was out, which I was really happy to see that people were actually paying attention to it.
Right.
Because like I was actually really worried because I had a hockey game scheduled for Sunday night, and it was like at 5:30, which was, it was still snowing and stuff. And so I was really happy to see that they closed the rink, because then it was like I didn't have to have that moral quandary where it's like, do I go? Do I stay? Like, is my responsibility to like the team and the money that I put into this, like, is it worth it for me to like drive in there? How bad are the roads gonna be? Should I turn around if like they're too bad? Like that whole thing that goes to your head when you're like deciding whether or not you want to drive in something. And I was just really glad where they were just like, it's fucking closed. We're, don't worry about it. We're going to reschedule everything. I was like, oh, sweet. Now I don't have to worry about it. And actually today, a lot of stuff was closed still.
Yeah.
And I was surprised because when I was driving in, I mean, the roads were probably pretty bad, like early, like before dawn. But I think I drove in around like between 8 or like around 8 or so is when I left the house to go in. I just kind of took my time, and because I knew it was going to be shitty. But the roads were pretty well plowed by the time I got out there and got in. But I think it depends on where you're at and what roads you're on and everything.
Yeah.
But dude, that 511 PA website is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love that site.
I was shocked by, like, we found this feature a couple of days ago that I didn't even know existed.
The cameras?
Well, there's that, but the where it actually, they're live on that map. It tracks where all of the plow trucks are and where they have recently.
Yeah, they're all GPS coded and shit. It's so crazy.
Right. So you could like I literally pulled up my house and like looked at pulled up the plow truck thing, and I could see where the plows are around my house and see if they have plowed my road yet or not. And of course, they never plow. It's like the last fucking road they do, because it's not like not a heavy use road, but like.
Anyone can access it. It's just 511 PA, I think.
Yeah, 501pa.com, I think. And it's fucking awesome. I mean, that's, maybe that's what all of our, our
tax money
exorbitant gas prices go towards or whatever. But like, it's a cool feature. I think it's really neat. And ordinarily, like, I would never use it, but like this year, winter's been so bad that it's kind of nice to have that sort of, foresight to be able to, like, imagine having that type of technology even like 20 years ago.
Yeah, dude, that kind of
be able to
foreskin
just like
would
look
be
up
awesome.
and be like, yeah. So anyway,
purpose.
I mean, other than that, I don't know. I just plowed before I came in for us to start the podcast, and dude, it's still so fucking cold out.
Dude, I got two stories. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, sorry, finish up. Sorry.
I was like, dude, it's so hard. I mean, I was really zooming because I wanted to get done so we could do the podcast. I think it maybe took me 25 minutes, half hour maybe, to plow the driveway. And dude, my fucking hands hurt so bad because of them being cold. And I dress well, so like my feet were fine, the rest of my body was fine.
But it's like gloves.
I know, but dude, it's so hard, like, to get a normal pair of gloves that can withstand that, especially when you're holding on to the handlebars and like, it's just. So I do need to get some of those like liner gloves that then you wear inside of like snow gloves or whatever. Yeah. But if you want a good pair of gloves that are good for like 5 degrees or whatever the hell it is, they're really expensive.
Yeah.
So I've just never bought them because it's like, oh, when have I used this in the past 10 years? Like never.
Yeah.
So.
It's like a road flare, like having a flare or two in your car. Like, it's like, what, do you really fucking need that? And then you hit the deer and it's midnight and it's a storm and you're like, it'd probably be
I have snow gloves, like something that I would wear to go sledding or something that are semi-waterproof, that are pretty well insulated. But dude, they just can't, they're not up to snuff when it's freaking 5 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So anyway, tell your story.
No, they're not even good. It's just related to yours. I've got a quick follow-up on the windshield chip. I think I talked about this last episode.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll start with my snowblower is been out of commission since last winter. I did nothing. It's on me. I did nothing to repair it, to fix it. I took it nowhere this summer, and that's on me. That's on me. I had a trailer, could have done it, didn't do it. I didn't take it anywhere. And, yesterday, Sunday, is when we really got pummeled. Saturday night into all day Sunday. And, dude, I was just like in my own fucking world, blinds drawn. I felt like I was Batman living in the Batcave. Like it was dark inside. It was moody. I was just playing games. I was, painting my dark water minis. And then I went to bed. But I set my alarm for like 6 o'clock this morning. I knew I didn't have to drive to work today, but I knew that I had to get the driveway cleared this morning because I was going to work till 5, and then it gets dark and it gets colder, and we're doing the podcast. And I had to have my driveway cleared so I could get out tomorrow to go to work. We're recording this on Monday. So, anyways, I get out there. I get all dressed, man. And by all dressed, I mean I throw on the boxer briefs, I throw on the Under Armour, I throw on the jeans, I throw on the 2 layers of socks, I throw on the boots, I throw on the Under Armour on the top, I throw on the t-shirt, I throw on the hoodie, I throw on the other thing, I throw on the jacket, and I throw on the fucking windbreaker on top of it. And then I got the hoodie up and the hat on, and I grab... All I have is a shovel. I fucking go out, dude. I didn't know the damage. I didn't know what it was going to be. I opened the garage door, it's like, and it opens, and I see fucking snow to my knee. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? No, I can't do this. And I'm like, I was thinking maybe a little more than ankle, like maybe mid-shin, but it was deep. And the snowplow had been going on the road, and it had been just packing snow in at the end of the driveway. So deep that, like, there was no way if I needed to leave or if there was an emergency I could get my vehicle out. There was just no way. And I'm like, well, here we go. So, shovel. Dude, I was out there for like 25 minutes shoveling, and I made maybe like a 3-foot path. I'm like, I'm like starting to drip with sweat because I overwarmed myself, and now I'm just going to get hypothermia, like an idiot. So I'm out there, and then I hear, and I look, and there's this neighbor at like 7 a.m. with a snow blower just clearing the walkway for the kids. And I look at him, and I give him one of these. He saw like the look of like hope probably in my eyes as I see him with that fucking thing. I give him one of these. And he gives me one of these, and then I keep shoveling. I didn't want to look up because it's almost shameful to rely on somebody else to do your driveway. Like when you're a 40-year-old man, like you ought to be able to just do it yourself. I didn't want to. I look up, and he started with that snowblower thing where the plow had plowed me in. And this thing's just fucking throwing snow everywhere, all over, out of the way. And I'm like, oh, this guy, he's got the tool. And then he gets that area out. And that's the hardest part. If you're a shoveler, that is the hardest part. That's the part that will kill you, maybe. The rest, I'm like, I'm good. So I just keep shoveling. And then I hear it get louder and louder. It's coming towards me. I look up, and he's there. And I go, can I give you some gas? I'm just yelling, do you want some gas? And he's going like this, pointing to his ear. And I'm like, this fucker can't even hear me. It's too loud. He's old. And then he gets closer. I've never had a conversation with his neighbor before in my entire life. I've seen him around. I don't know where he lives. I don't know his name. And it's just when you get old, you like to just use the equipment that you have. You know what I mean? Like this guy is probably loving this. And he did his good deed. He felt good about it. I was grateful. He gets a little closer, and he had earbuds in. I didn't know what he's trying to tell me, but then he pulls one out, and he goes, this thing's a little quicker, isn't it? And like an old man thing, And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. Thank you so much. You want some gas? Oh, no. Happy to help. Okay. And he kept going, and I kept shoveling. Dude. Great situation. At one point, he asked me to look at the fucking auger because he thought he had broken a pin, but he goes, are they both spinning? And I was like, yeah, they're spinning, which tells me this dude's doing the whole neighborhood. If he loves this shit. So anyways, had I not got up that early, he would have just went right by the driveway. Man, something was looking out for me this morning because it could have been my final day on earth if I had to shovel all that out by hand. Other story, took the vehicle to Safe Flight. I got the appointment booked There's a Travis there. Shout out to Travis. And it's really cold. I get the car down there, and parking was a huge issue. But I got in, I sit down. Travis is telling me about the cold weather, and he's behind the desk. There's another guy sitting in the corner, and he's talking about how he's a trucker, and like his dream was to be a trucker his whole life, but the girl he met didn't want to live on the road with him, and it all worked out for the better, and he's got kids and all this stuff. And about 20 minutes later, he goes, "You must be Fred Oakman bringing your car in." And I'm on like leave, from work. Like I'm like using like time off for this. And I go, "Yeah, man, it's me." And he goes, "Well, let's go take a look at it." We get out there, and he looks at it, and he goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, I see some hits here, but those aren't." He goes, your window's double pane. He goes, there's two panes of glass in these windows. He goes, but this one, he goes, the main one, he goes, yeah, that's. And he goes, if you see here, you can see a tail here and a tail there. He goes, if that, he goes, I'll tell you right now. He goes, if I try to fill this and I put pressure on that, it's just going to split it even more. It's going to look worse when you leave than how it looks now. And he goes, we're going to have to do a full windshield replacement. And I go, really? He goes, yeah, I can't patch this thing. And I'm like, oh, man. And he goes, well, here's what we should do. He goes, I'm going to take off the Safe Light jacket, he tells me. And he goes, if we do the replacement today, you're going to be behind salt trucks between now and April. Who's to say it isn't going to happen again? You're going to be back here with another $100 deductible. And I said, yeah, that's true. And he goes, if I were you, put a little dollop of clear nail polish on that. Hope it survives through the rest of the winter. Keep the liquid out of it. And he goes, I'll keep your claim open. You call me before the inspection in May, and we'll get your windshield repaired. And I said, well, how big of a job is it? And he looks at me, he goes, dude, he goes, it's a big job. It's a big job. He goes, but we can't submit it for payment until we have the diagnostics report showing that everything's calibrated correctly. He goes, we do them. He goes, but it's a big job. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, so does that sound good? And I'm like, I mean, he was such a salesman. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But like, part of me wishes I would have just had him do it, But I don't know. Because my thought process is, I said, I go to him, I go, when you turn this claim in April as opposed to February, is that going to screw up my payments? Are they going to say you didn't do what you need to do to your car when we gave you the reference? He goes, oh no. He goes, it all gets paid. Everything's fine. He goes, and you can tell them that we recommended you wait. And I was like, okay. So I don't know. That's where
you could even, if you wanted to, you could contact the insurance company now and say, hey, they recommended that we wait to do this. And just see if they although I don't know, maybe you don't want to fuck with it. And just say,
trust Travis?
Screw it. We'll just trust Travis. And
dude, my luck, I'm going to call in April. And they're like, yeah, Travis doesn't work here anymore.
She's like, who's Travis?
Yeah. Like he said he was the manager. He said it was his store. But I mean, it's possible that he just didn't want to do a big job in the wintertime. Dude, I have no idea, man. This is just the shit that happens in my life. I mean, I talked to a couple people about the story. They were like, oh no, I would have just made him do it. And then if you get another crack, it's $100. Who cares? Get it done. And I'm like, yeah. But he made it seem like he wouldn't do it. He said he took off the Safe Light jacket. Like he was talking to me man to man. Like, this is what I should do. And I'm like, when the guy says that, you kind of like, yeah, maybe that guy knows a little something. You know what I mean? He said he's done them before, and people have come back 3 weeks later with chips in their windshield again from the road salt and stuff. And he goes, I just would hate to see that happen again because it's a timely procedure, and it's what it is. I said, all right, well, we'll wait then. I made that decision. That's my story. It's fucking ridiculous. But we're not here to talk about windshields, snow plowing, or any of that bullshit. But if you guys think you have a bad snow situation, just know that's what Jake and I deal with on the reg up here. I think last episode, Jake, I'll quote you, you said that it feels like the weather is trying to kill us this year. Yeah.
It certainly does feel maleficent or whatever.
But anyways, we're going to get to some listener feedback. We have one more off-game topic, and this, you can blame One Black Talon for this. Because One Black Talon writes in, and he goes, "Hey guys, way off subject. Fred, if you get a chance, can you ask Jake to tell us how his mini split system works in such cold weather? I am assuming it heats too." I asked him about it months or years ago. Thank you. So I don't. I guess a little. We don't need a trilogy here, Jake. But if you just want to give One Black Talon a little heads up on this, what's going on?
Yeah. So a mini split heat pump. Heat pumps in general, they heat and they cool. It's basically like an air conditioner that can also work in reverse. It's not 100% accurate, but it's, for all intents and purposes, that's what it does. So, a mini split, what it is that it's like, if you've ever been to like a hotel or like a place where they've got like the unit, they're usually about like 3 feet long, and it's like up on the wall, and the air's coming out of it, and it's all by itself. Usually it's like a white box, basically. Those are mini splits, and basically what it is that you've got a like an outdoor unit like you would a normal air conditioning system, and then inside, instead of having it connected to like the whole home air like you would for a whole house system, it's like a built-in like heat exchanger and blower all in one kind of box that's on the wall. And it's just a really compact, affordable kind of one room, intended to be used for one room kind of system. But so he's asking, I guess I don't know like I'm gonna have to guess a little bit at the tone of his question, but if you're asking how a heat pump heats the room in weather this cold, the answer is not very well. So the way that a heat pump works, I'm assuming you don't know, or maybe you're just being cheeky, I'm not sure. But the way a heat pump works is that there are different kinds. There are air-to-air heat pumps, there are ground-to-air heat pumps, there are water-to-air heat pumps. And all it's doing is that it's taking the heat out of something and putting it into the house. So an air-to-air heat pump, what it does is it takes heat out of the air outside and then basically brings it into the house. But it's not the same as it's not like we're just blowing outdoor air inside. What it does is it uses like a compressor, kind of like your air conditioning does, where you blow hot air across an exchanger outside. That heats the refrigerant in the system. That refrigerant comes into a compressor. The compressor compresses the refrigerant, which makes it hot. It makes it hot, and then once it's hot, it comes inside through another heat exchanger, and then you blow air across that, and that pushes it into the room as hot air. Now, the amount of heat you can get is depending on how warm the outdoor air is. So, but it's surprisingly efficient. Like, I can get relatively warm air out of my heat pump down to 20 degrees outside. It's only once you get down to the
single digits,
0 degrees, like we're at right now, where it's kind of like room temperature air. It's not like warm at all. And that's just because it sounds crazy, but even air that's 20 degrees still has some heat in it. It still has some ability to compress and create heat that can then be brought inside. It's kind of like I said, it's the reverse of an air conditioner, where an air conditioner is literally making cold air out of basically warmer air by compressing and evaporating and using heat exchangers and shit like that. So that's all it is. But it is, the reason why they're becoming so popular is because if you're a person who has to rely on electric heat, a heat pump is way more efficient than a standard resistive electric heater, like a baseboard heater or something like that. a heat pump is, I think it's along the lines of like 3 or 4 times more energy efficient than like a baseboard heater that just runs off your power. So that's why they're really big. And if you're in an area where, like, if you're in a house like me where you use like fucking diesel fuel to heat your house because I don't have any natural gas or anything available to me, a lot of people will put a heat pump in instead of just a regular air conditioner for their house. That way they can just use the heat pump to heat the house until it gets really cold, and then you use the combustibles to like heat stuff. So that's your homeowner HVAC lesson for the week.
The more you know. Boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop. It's like an episode of PBS or something. All right, well, let's get on to games we're playing, guys. This is a PlayStation podcast. We do have some news points today, so we're going to try to blow through some of this stuff. I am happy to report I have been raiding with my friends. Not really, been raiding by myself for the most part. I can't get the boys to jam with me on Arc Raiders, so I've been doing some solo runs. Lobbies have been pretty docile. Not a whole lot of aggro, not a whole lot of fighting. I just unlocked the really, really cool diving bell outfit. Dude, it's awesome. You look like Boba Fett or something. It's like except the guy is a cod piece or something. It's weird. But I
thought you finished everything in that game.
I did.
Is there more shit to do?
Well, I'm doing the expedition. I have the expedition locked and ready, but if you have 2 million in-game money, when you do the expedition, it resets all the missions, resets everything, you lose all your progress, but you get extra skill points past the regular cap on your next playthrough. So I've been just trying to like raid a ton of shit, help other raiders out, and then sell shit back in Speranza, and just start. I have like $600,000 in there. I need 2 million, so I'll probably I'm about a quarter of the way, a little past quarter of the way there. So I also am still plugging away at G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra. Dude, I got some of the unlocks. The one unlock is one punch mode, which means you hit an enemy and it has like the number of damage the hits do in this game, but like when you with this mode on, it does like 1 million, 1,000,000 damage on every guy. Problem is when they attack you, it also does 1,000 damage on you. So you while it's really easy to kill the other enemies, if you are not super efficient at this game, one hit will kill you. So it changes the whole dynamic of this G.I. Joe game. It is more fun to play. It's more challenging. And the reason I unlocked that mode is because there are 3 trophies that say complete the level without dying. Without taking any damage. Without taking any damage, I believe. So the only way to really do it is do one hit mode, kill the enemies, and just hope you don't ever get hit. So I beat one of the levels doing this. I got 1 trophy. It's super rare. It's like 0.4% of people have it or something. So I'm gonna keep working on the other ones like this. And there's also a couple time attack trophies where you got to beat a level under 3 minutes or something, or under 4 minutes. I don't know if doing the one punch kill is the way to do it, or doing like the double damage or something instead so you don't die as quick. But the time attack I don't think is that big of a deal, because if you can die, you can die. You just got to be efficient and quick. But anyways, I've been enjoying that. I did buy something because I was playing G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra, and I was like, man, I really would like to play a good beat 'em up. And Capcom had their beat 'em up collection on sale for $10. And they were some classics. I got in there and dicked around on them. Capcom beat 'em up bundle. So it is. Yeah, this is it. Let me see what it is. It's good. It's good shit. It's Final Fight, 1989. Captain Commando, 1991. The King of Dragons, 1991. Knights of the Round, which is like a medieval beat 'em up where you can be like a sorcerer, a paladin, a cleric, or like a elf, and that one's kind of fun. You fight like the orc at the end, or you fight like the minotaur. You know, it's so cheesy. As you beat these levels, it's like you have defeated. It says it in letters like you've defeated the minotaur, and like you get like a level up and like a different weapon. You know, like instead of like the wizard like shooting out like a red flame. Next level, he shoots out a blue flame. It does a little more damage, you know. Warriors of Fate, Armored Warriors, and Battle Circuit are also all on. Battle Circuit being the most recent game. That was a 1997 release. And I don't know. It's interesting. It's all of this shit is cool to me. I love these kinds of games. They do have the option to select difficulties. All these games also have a save feature. The Capcom games, it was the same with the Contra collection. You could save the game at any point, and then that's pretty much how you beat Contra and pop the trophies without taking any damage or getting hit. Like you just every 3 steps you pause and save, and then you just have to work through the game like that. If you're a normal person, unless you're some sort of Rain Man with Contra, it's the only way to really get through Contra without getting hit ever. So, needless to say, I played a little bit of that Capcom beat 'em up bundle. It's $10 on the PSN. Jake, what about you? What are you playing?
So just out of curiosity, like, is there a reason why you didn't check out something like Marvel Cosmic Invasion or something like that? Is it just because you didn't want to pay for it? Or
it's a price thing, and it's also like I kind of had like the G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra kind of has like the old TMNT kind of vibe. Like I don't know. I kind of wanted like I used to play Final Fight all the time. My buddy John played in a band with me. He had SNES. And he had Final Fight on that. And I was so jealous because all I had was Streets of Rage. I couldn't play Final Fight. It wasn't available on Genesis. And Final Fight was the game at the bowling alley. It was the game in the arcade. You know, Streets of Rage really wasn't... To me, it was primarily a console game. I know they had it in arcades, but Northwestern Pennsylvania, it was Final Fight everywhere. That and Double Dragon. And... dude, Final Fight is like the shit. I love that game, dude. It's so cool. It doesn't really hold up. I mean, in my mind it does, you know, that's how a lot of those games work, but there is something about the art style, man, the pixel art with these games. Like that first boss on the first level of Final Fight with the blonde hair and the weird glasses, and he whistles. Like he'll fight you for a little bit, and then he'll do a backflip and sit down. He's like the big boss guy, and he goes, he does like a whistle, and all the enemies come out, and then you got to fight them all off, and he'll jump in the mix and try to fight, and then he does a backflip, and then that's the cycle for fighting that first boss, and it's just so memorable. It's like stained in my mind in such a good way. But I love Final Fight, and that was part of the bundle. And then I was like, all these other games. I've been really nerdy with like the medieval shit lately with Darkwater, and I was like, Knights of the Round, dude, that sounds fucking rad. Like a RPG style beat 'em up, you know. King of Dragons looks cool also. Maybe it was King of Dragons that I played. Maybe not Knights of the Round. Yeah, I think it was King of Dragons. No, it was. I played them both. They're both cool though. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to play some of that shit, dude. That's why. I mean, you're right. Those newer ones look really, 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 really good. Captain Commando is weird because Capcom notably used a lot of the same enemy assets as Final Fight and Captain Commando. A lot of the same enemies. The dude with the red bandana with the knife that comes out and he goes like this, and like that guy's in this and Final Fight. They all have different names too. That's the other thing about these games I love so much. Like it gives you their names. Like they have weird names like Skip or like Lee or like fucking like M Blind or something like that. I think is, you know, just stuff that doesn't make any sense. You're just like, oh, it's so awesome. Anyways, I love those games, dudes. If anyone wants to play some Capcom beat 'em up, we can do controller share, and you can jump into my game, and we'll go double, and we'll fight some people on some beat 'em up games. I would love that. Get at me. Anchorless_81. Jake, what are you playing?
So I beat the Outerworlds 2, finally. Took me about 55, 60 hours, something like that. Yep. And I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. The combat is really fun in it. I think that a lot of the missions, I guess, were pretty cool. I like that. You know, I'm not gonna really go into it because I've talked about it a lot in the past. Just more of the same about how I liked the the way that your skills matter and shit like that. And the combat was just really fun. I did get to a point, like I did basically everything I came across except for like the collectathon missions. Like there are some missions where it's like find 5 fucking articles of Science Journal Monthly or whatever. I'm just like, I'm not fucking doing this. But like the ones that like basically every other side mission that I came across, I did, and I really enjoyed it. I like how there was like an element of creativity to it. Like there was a mission towards the end where this guy was like, there's this chick that hits you up and she's like, I need you to break into this water treatment facility. And she's like, this noble guy has the key to it. And then you go talk to the noble guy and he's like, well, I'll let you in, but you got to do this mission for me where you collect fucking 16 widgets. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking collect 16 widgets. So I just like walked over to the water treatment thing, and I just like leveled up my lock picking skill and just unlocked the fucking door and walked in there and stole the thing. And so it was just like, I like that. I like when games let you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like I didn't have to do what that guy wanted me to do just to get past this point in the mission or what have you. Or like that same guy, I could have ratted out the other person that gave me the mission to break in. I could have ratted her out to this guy and say, hey, look, this person's trying to get me to break into this place for her or whatever. So like I really enjoyed it. So I do, like I was telling my brother a little bit, I maxed out the guns ability, and I maxed out, or no, I didn't max out, but I almost maxed out speech, which is like one of the perks to the speech skill is that you get extra damage against humans. And towards the end of the game, like all the enemies are human. So between my maxing out the gun perk and almost maxing out the human thing, the speech thing, dude, I was just like fucking OP, just like drilling dudes with the fucking gun. And I had some other like perks that were really cool. Like when I would do critical hits, it had the like a pretty high chance of the enemy just fucking exploding. And so there was like some cool shit like that. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad that I played it. I think everybody, if they're interested, should give it a shot. But what I actually, you need something? Oh, okay. So what I actually just started playing this morning was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
That's another one.
Yeah, I was hem-hawing, but like,
dude,
Josh,
Resident
my
Evil's
brother,
right
him and I,
around the bend. You're crazy.
I know. And so like, I'm not really sure how it's gonna go, right? Because I really liked the first one, but I just hit a wall with it where it was just really hard, and I just didn't want to put the effort into getting around this one particular mission. And I don't know if this one is gonna be the same way or not, but I do really like the world, and I've been really interested in playing it, but I didn't really want to spend the money on it.
Yeah.
And my brother has PS Plus Premium, so he can do the like the game trials. And so he tried out what was it? Baldur's Gate 3, which is another game I've always been interested in, but didn't really want to pay the extra. Like I would get it if it was on sale, but I don't want to pay $70 for it. And then he tried out this game too, and we kind of were going back and forth about it. And he was like, well, I can buy it if you want to play it. Because him and I do game share between the two of us.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, don't buy it if you're not going to play it. Like, if you're ready to play it, buy it, and then I'll play it because it's available to me. Because I have nothing else that I want to play right now. I even, like, went through, like, the PS Plus catalog and all this shit, and I was either going to have to buy something or... I actually did download Skate Story. I was thinking about trying that game out.
Okay.
But I was kind of like, I didn't know if I wanted to play a skating game, and I heard it doesn't run very well on PS5, although maybe they fixed that now. But anyway, started it out. I have no thoughts on it yet, other than it seems very similar to the first game in a lot of ways. But I'm like at the very beginning, so I have no idea what the game is really like. If the combat's any easier or harder, I don't. But like, it's very in depth. And one of the things I will say, and I've said this multiple times on the podcast in the past, is that these games are, in my opinion, the best artificial interpretation of real nature. And like when you're walking around like through the woods and stuff, like the way that they paint the world is exactly like you would see it in real life. It's not dramatized at all. So even though you can tell it's not real, it's a fucking video game, right? But it gives you the same feeling, the way everything is placed, the way like the leaves move, the denseness of the foliage and stuff. It makes you, if you're a type of person who's ever like been in nature and you walk through the woods and stuff like that, it gives you that same kind of feeling. And with the weather just being as dog shit as it is, and just feeling fucking frozen all the time and dealing with all the snow and stuff, being able to just kind of walk around this like summery, like, naturey kind of world it feels kind of cathartic. And so I'm kind of into that. But I will say, and I mentioned this to my brother, and he was like, well, I thought you played the first one. Was that like going from the Outerworlds to KCD2, they're both first-person games. They control vastly different.
Oh, that's cool.
The Outerworlds 2 is very snappy and tight and arcadey feeling. The gunplay is really like satisfying. Whereas like KCD is very realistic. Everything is heavy. It's all kind of wonky, like it's slow moving around. There's a lot of head bob and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I like get into it for the first time. I'm like, what the fuck is going? Like it felt like transitioning from one directly into the other was very jarring. But I'm excited to play more of it.
Cool.
I'm really stoked to see what they did with it, with the new
Good.
one. But again, I just started it, so I haven't even gotten to like really what's going on. So
weird.
I'm not sure what's up yet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Huh. Well, I hope you like it. Those games always, it's like one of those games that like I'll be taking like a dump or something and I'll be thinking about it. I'm like, man, like that sounds like, or in the shower or whatever. Like when you have time to actually slow down and think about things, I'll be thinking about it, dude. And I'll just be like, on the surface, that sounds like such a cool game. But I don't know.
It's like something you really want to be into.
Yeah, right.
But you're not sure
that you can
if you could make the commitment to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting. And Josh was lamenting to me a little bit earlier about how like he's like, oh, I got into a fight and like fucking I had 4% health left, and I had to get to a bed to heal. But the nearest bed was like a mile away. And so I'm like running through the woods in the dark with like this red shit all over my screen. And I had to run all the way back to like a bed. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you're getting with it though. It's like, that's like the idea. It's the heavy role play. It's the realism.
Yeah.
There's no magic. There's no like fast healing or any of this shit. And
it's just you in the fucking mountain, man.
I'm so hit or miss with these types of games, but for whatever reason, this game kind of grabs me from like an aesthetic perspective.
Yeah, there's something like if I were like 7 years old and I have the mind that I have now and I had all the time ahead of me, then yeah, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Time and place is everything for what you're willing to give towards other things, I think. I don't know. It's interesting though, but yeah, those games look rad, man. I just wish I were younger to really enjoy them. But I will say that if you're watching the video on YouTube, like some of you do, we realized, and no one brought it to our attention, that Jake's audio was not syncing to his mouth. And I went in there for whatever reason, and I noticed that, so one of my settings got messed up in OBS, and I think we have it fixed. So if that was something that bothered you and you stopped watching on YouTube, you can watch on YouTube now, because with episode 410, I think we fixed the glitch. But we do have some news circulating, and we're going to talk about some points real quick and then wrap up with games coming out this week and then be done for the day. There is a new rumor that Grand Theft Auto 6 might not have a physical copy available at launch, Jake. Take-Two and Rockstar allegedly are planning a digital-first release to help prevent leaks and spoilers before the official launch of the game. So, according to a source that was cited by Polish outlet PPE, retailers may initially only receive the digital edition, with physical discs arriving weeks later or possibly not until early 2027. Though it's not confirmed. So again, the idea is to reduce the chance of any kind of gameplay footage leaking, story details hitting too soon, and something that's really been a major concern, provided the anticipation for this game. So it's a really interesting strategy. I think other places have done similar things. Some people don't even release physical copies anymore. I know that whatever game that was recently, I think Alan Wake 2 didn't have a physical copy, I believe. And then maybe it got one way later.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with how guarded Rockstar is with Grand Theft Auto and how locked down and secret this game has been, this is obvious that this is probably what they're going to do. And don't forget, anybody who thinks they're going to just immediately get an online GTA 6, all of the releases that Rockstar have made in the recent past, meaning the last 10, 15 years, from what I can remember, the multiplayer always comes out later. It's usually, here's the world, here's the single player mission, here's the story we're trying to craft, get used to the game, and we'll roll out some sort of online thing for it later. So I bet you they stick with that as well. But so that makes even more sense to just stick to like a digital release initially, to me at least. Jake, what's your take on this?
I think it's smart, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, if you're Rockstar, you don't need fucking to get the game out early for critics or whatever. I mean, nobody gives a shit.
Or even physical sales. Like, you're going to sell...
Or even physical sales. Dude, they're going to sell... I would be shocked if they didn't sell, like, 10 million sales on pre-order alone. So, like, why would you have the risk of putting your shit out there early in any capacity, whether it's a physical release or digitally, giving codes out? Yep. It's like all you're doing... Yeah, okay, you might get a little bit of kickback in marketing from it, but it's like all you're doing is just... giving like these journalists and their websites fuel to get their own, money. Like, it's not helping you at all. People are gonna buy your shit regardless.
Yeah.
So why do all these outlets a favor and put yourself at risk? And I think that I honestly think that more games could do this. There are some games I think that definitely need to have like a pre-release kind of environment, but I don't know that Grand Theft Auto 6 is one of them. I mean, they could fucking shadow drop that game and it would sell a gajillion copies. Yeah. They could literally not say anything else until the game comes out and it'll sell a gajillion copies. Nobody's fucking worried about how many copies Grand Theft Auto is going to sell. And if anything, letting people see it early is probably going to, at best, do nothing to increase the sales, and at worst, potentially make them go down if people don't like what they see. So, yeah, I think that this is probably fine for them. I don't really care about it one way or the other. I mean, I might look at the reviews, when it comes out to see what people are thinking about it, but I'm probably going to play it regardless. So, I mean, how can it be bad? Like, really, how can it be bad? Like, bad.
It may not be what you want, but it's not going to be bad.
Right. Exactly. So, I don't know, man. It's interesting. Yeah. It's kind of like a new world we're living in. Like, I think Naughty Dog is another company that probably doesn't need to do this. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's pretty interesting, though.
Yeah. All right, next news point. Sony is reportedly locking in a new PlayStation State of Play broadcast in February, according to insider claims. This could bring more updates on PS5 titles, future releases at the start of the year. There's nothing is really confirmed We'll probably see a mix of first-party showcases, maybe some game reveals, deeper dives into upcoming PlayStation projects, hopefully, is what I'm hoping for. This obviously is going to be the big first major thing from PlayStation in 2026. So there's a lot of speculation about what they're going to show here. Kind of curious, too. It sounds like that Naughty Dog game is a ways off, so I don't think we're going to see anything more on that. Intergalactic. We already have Ghosts of Yotei. So what was Bend working on?
We don't know yet.
Maybe we'll get a Bend.
They had that multiplayer thing get canceled, and so they're spooling up something else.
We'll probably see something Wolverine related, maybe. I would hope. Well, I don't really care.
Maybe it's like a state of play about Wolverine leading up to the release of that game.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a little early for that.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to show.
That game supposedly isn't coming out until the fall or something, I thought.
Yeah.
So, although maybe we just extrapolated that. I honestly don't remember if they have a release date for it or not.
I'm not sure. But anyways, that's coming up February. Something for us to look forward to, something for us to look forward to talking about in February. So next news point, a new historical adventure game, Jake. I don't know if you saw this, set in Italy. It's going to be a PS5 exclusive. And it's going to be delivering on Sony's current gen hardware. It's going to have optimized visuals, performance tailored to the platform, and there's going to be engaging exploration, narrative-driven gameplay. This looks really cool, actually. And it's not coming to Xbox. It's not coming to Nintendo consoles when it launches. This is something that kind of is not happening so much. And this could be a sleeper game. Now, it's called, what is it, 1348 Ex Voto. It looks awesome. It's made by a team of seasoned indie developers. So you play a young knight errant, and this is on Push Square. It says that you encounter a series of trials on her path to knighthood and ultimate goal of saving Bianca. Along the way, she faces fanatical zealots, roaming bandits, battle-hardened mercenaries, all against the backdrop of a virulent plague that threatens to tear apart an already fragile society. This looks awesome. I don't know if you saw anything about it. Graphics look really good.
I'm kind of scrubbing through the trailer now. It looks fucking rad. It's got a little bit of, I hate that this is like a thing now, but it seems like the combat looks like it might have a little bit of like soul stink on it, but like I hope that's not the case. But it's only $25.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like
it kind of
worries me.
Sorry, it kind of has like a Kena Bridge of Spirit vibe, but in the spirit of like a medieval game.
Like I just wonder like how much faith they have in this game if it's only $25 and it looks cool, and I love the idea of this game because like it's such a unique setting, a unique time, it looks like maybe a unique protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's, looking at the combat, it could be something similar to like the first Hellblade game.
Yeah.
Where like the combat, that game was like $20 or something like that when it came out. And now granted, this was years and years ago, but like it was very visual, very kind of like story and character focused. And then there was combat, and it was competent, but it was very simple and straightforward. There wasn't anything really crazy about it. And maybe this is something along those lines, and that would be okay. Yeah. If it's for $25, you almost can't go wrong just trying it out.
It's coming out in March,
unless you find out. Yeah, so that's really awesome. Like unless you find out this game is like fucking dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost, if it's like a 7 out of 10, it's still fucking worth it for $25.
Give me 4 or 5 hours of something cool. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I would love that. If it was maybe like a $25, it's like a 6-hour experience, and you just enjoy this short little unique story setting atmosphere, whatever character.
Bite-sized entertainment. It'd be great. Half the price.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, me too. I thought you would like that, so I put it in the news. The long-awaited Fable reboot has been confirmed for PlayStation 5. Playground Games are announcing an autumn 2026 launch that'll see this fantasy RPG arrive day and date with Xbox Series XS and PC. This is the first time a mainline Fable game will release on PlayStation, bringing this series. It's got a whimsical world. The world is called Albion, not to be confused with Albion up by Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. But it is a choice-driven storytelling game. And it's an open world title, so it's a very beloved game, Fable, and there is a trailer you can watch. And I will say that I was part of a text chain with you and LJ, and this trailer looks really nice and pretty. I don't know. I never played the original Fable. I know that people loved it. I don't personally have an opinion. I mean, I'm excited this is happening. It's going to be an option now down the road. I can play this reboot. It's not even really a remaster. It's a reboot of the entire franchise. So what do you think, Jake?
I think it looks great. I mean, one of the things that I will say is that in that trailer, that they showed, like that whole Xbox. I watched the whole Xbox developer direct, and all of those games looked awesome, by the way, and all of them are coming to PlayStation. But I will say that Fable looked particularly good. However, in what they showed, it did not appear to be running very well. And I don't know if you noticed, but it seemed very like slow and a little stuttery, and like I don't know. I mean, hopefully, they got time. They can polish it up or whatever. But if that game even runs at like a locked 30, I think it's going to be really good. I'm really excited. I played the first Fable. It's the only one I've ever played. I played the first one, and I really liked it. And it has me. My interest is piqued based on this trailer. I love that this I don't know, developer, director, whatever you want to talk about. And I love the idea of it being like being very not so black and white as the original Fable. So the original Fable is very black and white. You do good deeds, you would get like a halo and you would glow white and shit like you were an angel. And then if you did bad deeds, you would get like, by the end of the game, if you were really evil, you would grow horns and you would have like flies buzzing around you and stuff. And it was very like people liked what you did or they didn't like what you did. Whereas in this game, it seems like, all the individual characters you meet are going to have different opinions of you based on what they perceive your actions to be, good or bad, not necessarily there being a blanket like this is good or this is bad. It's not like Paragon, Renegade, and Mass Effect. It's much more fluid than that. And I kind of dig that. And I am really curious to see. It seems like this game is going to have some major choice and consequence, like the example that they gave in the developer direct was the whether or not you choose to murder this giant. And if you murder him, his body stays in the area. This giant's body like stays in the area, and it like decreases property values and all kinds of shit, and people get mad at you because of it and everything. But like if you kill him or if you save him, then you have a whole different other effect on the world.
The town hates you because you let him live.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, right? So I'm really interested to see how this game plays out. And it'll be cool to get a Fable game on PlayStation because I don't think it's ever happened before. I think it's always been an Xbox exclusive. So
yeah.
I'm really stoked to see it. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
And especially coming from like a freaking Forza studio. It's not like a studio that have made anything other than racing games before. So the fact that they're making this game now and having it look so good is really exciting. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I need to see is that them, tweak, polish up that performance a little bit. Yeah. But other than that, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it looks good, man. We got a few more news points. We got 3 left here. I'm going to say this one real quick because I don't really care, but it is PlayStation-centric related. Christopher Judge is the guy who plays Kratos in the new God of War series. Said that he was really excited about who they chose to be Kratos in the Amazon upcoming live-action God of War TV series. So they picked Ryan Hurst. If you don't know who he is, he plays Opie in Sons of Anarchy. I don't think anyone looks like Kratos, and it's going to be a hard thing to pull off in live action. It's one of those things where the suspension of disbelief has to be there. I don't want to see a dude running around with like paint on his face, like fighting demons, like unless they do like a hell of a good job. And I really hope that there's a lot of like practical effects in it, and it's not just this AI fucking menagerie of computer graphics the entire time, because I am not into movies like that anymore. They just come off so heartless. So we'll see.
And to be honest with you, like, he looks probably about as good for the role as you could expect. I need to see him with like a shaved head and like kind of a snarl on his face to get really a good idea if it's going to be a good fit. And I hope that they are a little bit more subtle with the makeup, right? They're definitely not going to do like the fucking clown makeup from the originals where he's like painted white and then he has this red slash on his face. Like, I have to imagine it's going to be a much more subtle paint job, kind of like in the Norse mythology stuff. But we're going to have to see. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I've been thinking about, I cannot subscribe to any more streaming services. But I really would like to check out Twisted Metal. I've heard it's pretty decent.
What's that, on Prime?
And so, no, that's on
Peacock? Paramount.
Fucking Paramount Plus, I think.
Amazon.
It's on Paramount Plus,
Apple.
I think. And this is on Amazon?
Netflix?
What is God of War going to be on? Amazon?
I actually don't even know. Amazon. It says Amazon here on the news point.
Okay. So I already have that, I guess, so it's fine, even though I fucking hate Amazon Prime Video because
Disney?
they just randomly now are starting to make me pay for ads. But, yeah, so...
YouTube.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I think he looks fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you going to do?
I don't know, man.
Is it going to be good? I don't know. I mean, these things are so hit or miss. It's like, you never know until you see it. But Sony's track record's been pretty good recently with this stuff, so...
Yeah. I would like
I'm
to watch
interested to
Twisted
see how it
Metal
plays
also.
out.
I didn't even watch Last of Us Season 2. I don't have Netflix any longer. I do have Prime. I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't know, dude. It doesn't even matter. And Amazon is just kind of baked in because if you're a Prime member, you get Amazon Prime Video or whatever. But
yeah,
I heard that new show with John Bernthal is supposed to be awesome, and I really want to watch that one. 2 news points remaining. Synth Riders. It's a VR rhythm game on PSVR 2. There is a new timed exclusive track from Queen. This is, of course, following the recent removal of Beat Saber from the platform. So VR2 players are getting a fresh anthem to play to. So in addition to this song, it's part of the game's ongoing content support and highlights how VR developers are still kind of expanding libraries with access to these music experiences. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd say Synth Riders is kind of filling the shoes of Beat Saber. I loved Beat Saber, dude. And I did buy the Queen pack. So I have not tried to play Beat Saber since it's been pulled from the store. Hopefully I can keep whatever I have. I don't know how that works. Couldn't tell you.
Has it really been pulled from the store?
I believe so.
I just don't think you can. I mean, if you own it, you can still download it. I just don't think you might not be able to buy it.
I thought there was some sort of weird stuff that happened with this game. Beat Saber on the PlayStation Store. Well, it says it's $30 on PlayStation. It says it is available.
I think they're just not updating it anymore. Like it's not.
It's not. That's
anymore.
right. It's not supported anymore. I thought, but I didn't think it was available to even purchase at this point. I thought they were like ending that contract. That's false news. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, I just think that maybe it's just not being you're not getting any of the
So
new,
it wasn't
like, music
removed.
packs
All
or
right,
any of
so
that kind of-
that's my bad. I misunderstood. But thanks for calling me out
This
on that.
game does look a lot like Beat Saber, though.
Yeah.
It's like it's a different kind of, a little bit different of a vibe to it. You're not chopping blocks. You're just like kind of hitting balls, I suppose. But it's basically the same idea.
Dude, I want a drum VR game that like actually works like a real drum kit. You can air drum. Be the fucking life.
Air drumming is just so uncomfortable.
I don't know.
Like, if you had like a pad or like, I don't know, man. I just don't know how it works, and you're not like,
if you had real one-to-one audio, like if it worked like that,
and you had like the haptics and stuff. Yeah, it might be good.
Like if it worked, it wouldn't feel weird because you'd be getting the audio response from the movement. But if it's like or like it's only hitting when sometimes, like, it's not going to work. It's got to be and just work. You know what I mean? It's just got to work. No one's done it yet.
Yeah, it's got to feel good.
No one's done it yet. Do it. Somebody needs to do it. Let's move on. I don't care. Last point of news. This is kind of weird. It kind of bums me out a little bit. This isn't a PlayStation specific point, but it is a Sony point. Sony has announced they are spinning off its television business into a new joint venture with TCL, which is marking the end of Sony's era as an independent TV manufacturer after decades in the market. Under the deal, TCL will own 51% controlling stake in the new company. Sony will retain 49% and continue supplying its picture and audio technology to future Bravia branded products. Although Sony and Bravia names are expected to remain on TVs, this move signals a major shift away from the Sony's historical role in the television hardware space and underscores how competitive and low margin the TV market has become. It sucks because, dude, the 65-inch Sony TV that I have, I love that TV. Dude, it has done me right. It is so responsive. Dude, even the menu in the TV, usually like a lot of people will just like buy like a console to navigate like all their apps. Dude, the menu on that Sony TV that I have, the XR65 BR, whatever it is, Sony, I don't know if it's a Bravia, I don't know what it is. Dude, it is like a computer. There's no lag. I push the buttons, it's like boop, boop, boop. It's like perfect. It's just smooth. It's got little graphics when things open and close. It's never froze on me. It's never given me any problems. So, love my TV. So, it's kind of a disappointing thing because it is a Sony TV that I have. But I hope that TCL, and with Sony still owning 49% of the company, I would imagine they will still... The problem is Sony has always been forward thinkers with TVs. Remember the 3D TV they had for PlayStation? And then they had...
Yeah.
They've always done something. They've always kind of used I feel like they've always used their hardware, their like gaming hardware, to push features on TVs that the normal person wouldn't need, and vice versa. Like they would be, oh, this TV can run at 5 million frames per second. Guess what else can run shit at 5 million frames? The new PlayStation 10. And it's like, oh, awesome. Like they would almost compete with themselves, those two divisions, to encourage growth, technological growth. So I don't know what this means if they're just not, or maybe they realize that with the advent of AI, maybe the television hardware portion of shit doesn't need to be what it used to be. Because there is a lot of processing in modern televisions, so I have no idea, dude. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think that it's just a bummer. Dude, Sony's been around forever in the way that we know them.
Yeah, I think that they probably would just rather focus on the engineering and the development and maybe not so much, the actual actual fabrication of the machines en masse for the public.
Yeah.
So they're probably like the idea is like, oh, hey, TCL, you guys are a fucking ginormous Chinese company.
Yeah.
Why don't you make the TVs? You could put Sony's name and shit on them, and we'll just help you out by making, like, engineering all the cool shit. And then you just kind of put our name on it and, you know, you build it. And
Dude,
I don't love it.
So
like,
much
I don't
business
love the
going
idea.
to China. It's crazy.
I don't love. Yeah, that's like that feels a little stinky to me. But like, at the same time, like TCL has been doing a pretty good job at making decent televisions recently. So I don't know that I'm really all that worried about it. But I don't know. Like, I think they have some pretty expensive TVs now. It's not just like the $150 TVs at Walmart anymore. It's like they have some high-end televisions for, you know, a couple $1,000. But what I wonder about is, are the days gone of like the Sony Trinitrons and the fucking Vio computers and all this stuff, where it's like, yeah, the Sony electronics were the best. And now it's like they're not the leader in any of these markets anymore. So they still maybe want to have TVs, but they don't want to lift. They don't want to do the whole lift, because it's like, if we're going to be 5% of the market, why take all of the financial risk of the development pipeline when we could just outsource that? And then when I say development, sorry, I mean manufacturing. Why don't we just outsource the manufacturing pipeline, and then we can just focus on what we do best, and it's just engineering the coolest shit possible. And then, yeah, so what? TCL sells it, and they make, you know, their money on it, and then we just get a kickback from every single television. But it's kind of like them with the fucking consoles now, where it's like they still make the consoles, but it's like they don't have to make their own games. They just get 30% of every fucking game that gets released on the store. So why not just do like some engineering and then let TCL make and sell the TVs, and then they just get a fucking rip off of every fucking sale without having to have any risk whatsoever in the actual development or the manufacturing.
Yeah. And based on something I'm reading right now, it looks like TCL is currently building a huge new factory that's going to produce OLED panels using a new, like, efficient way to process them. And if that's the case, then we might be getting Sony quality engineering at a TCL affordable price. So I don't know.
I have to imagine if it's going to have the Sony brand on it, it's going to have the Sony price on it. But
I don't know, man.
You might be right in that maybe there will be some splash over, and that some of the TCL branded TVs might now have more juice in them.
That's true.
And that could be cool.
Yeah,
you know,
we'll find out.
Because the reason why I say that is because most people aren't going to know that this happened. So why would they suddenly make the Sony TVs cheaper? Because most of the people aren't going to know. So
it's like when you buy Barilla pasta or Ragu pasta or whatever. It all comes from the same place. It's like I'm going to go to every Best Buy or whatever, and people are looking at Sony TVs. I'm like, it's TCL.
You could be one of those guys.
Yeah, it's actually TCL.
That's
the same
TCL,
plant.
right?
Same plant, same thing. I'm just kidding. Let's talk about new games coming out this week, and then we'll close things down for episode 410. We're gonna rip through these. I will say that some people have gotten hands-on with this game High Guard, and they are saying that it is actually pretty good. High Guard, January 26th, which is today, comes out.
I hope this game does awesome. I want it to fucking kill, so that it shuts up all these fucking a-holes online that just want to hate stuff. Because it's like, the graphics of the game look a little bit generic, right? But I thought conceptually it seems pretty cool. A lot more, more different than a lot of other games that I've seen out there. So, I don't know. We don't have to linger on this. I hope it's good. I'm not going to play it, but I hope it's good.
Isn't today the day it's supposed to come out?
I don't know. You're the one that pulled it up.
That's what it says.
You tell me.
Anyway, Speedball, January 27th. Umami Grove. Dark Auction. Dude, listen to the description of Dark Auction. 18-year-old Noah, who still carries the memory of being abandoned by his mother as a child, lives with his father, Leonard, a struggling novelist obsessed with collecting items related to the mysterious dictator X. It's like, what kind of game, dude? Like that? I don't know, man. That sounds really serious. Cairn, which is that climbing game. Dusk Index Geon. I Hate This Place. It's a survival horror game. We talked about this a little bit, I think, recently. Code Vein 2. Front Mission 3 Remake. The Ninth Charnel. I hate that name. Another survival
gross.
Horror game. It looks like it says channel, but it's charnel. No Longer Human. And that's when Rob Zombie comes in. He's like, more human than human. Vicious high energy freak action. All right, and cyber gothic shit world is what their description is. Cyber gothic shit world. I think they're talking about us in right now. The Courier. Open world game about running a mail delivery business on a mysterious island. I really liked that one game where you were a mail carrier. I played that whole thing and loved it. I can't remember.
Paperboy?
No. I wish I could remember what it was called. Jake, any of those games do it for you?
I mean, I know people really liked Code Vein, so I'm sure people will be into that. I've always been interested in trying out one of the front mission games because I thought like the idea of like a Final Fantasy Tactics style game, but it's like you're in mechs. I always thought seemed kind of cool. And obviously I've already mentioned I'm really interested in how Highguard's going to do. But other than that, I'm kind of like whatever on most of these. Mostly because I don't know anything about them, not necessarily because they're bad.
Yeah. The game I was thinking of that I played all the way through where you're a mailman, or a mailwoman rather, is called Lake. Just Lake. It's good. It's a really good game. I enjoyed it.
I remember. Was that like a walking sim kind of game?
Kind of, but not really. I mean, yeah, you just drove a mail cart around, delivered mail to people, and then the story unfolded, and you had different options to do different things. Like you were like a person who was away from home, keeping in touch with your parents or whatever, and you picked up like a summer job to deliver mail in this nice little like foresty area. And dude, it was really a fun game. Looking back on it, like I loved it. It was good. One of those indie things that really hit the right notes for me. Yeah, anyways. All right, that's all I got for the episode. Jake, do you have anything you'd like to say before we get out of here for the day and for the week?
So, I think, I don't know why, but when I was looking up the trailer for that 1348 or whatever game, the trailer came up for that. Do you remember this game, Chrysal Theater of Souls? It's like one of those Blumhouse games that was announced, and it looks very much like a steampunk gothic fucking BioShock kind of inspired horror game. Apparently it's coming out on February 10th. Ooh. And it looks cool, but I've heard nothing about it. So I don't know if it's any good or not. But I am kind of interested in seeing what this game is now. Dude. So I might kind of check it out whenever. I don't know if I'm going to buy it, but I might like look and see how well it performs or how it reviews or whatever when it comes out, because I think aesthetically it looks pretty neat.
Everything Blumhouse is involved in is good for the most part.
You mean like their movies or their games?
Yeah. They've got really good vision and branding. You know, they're very selective about what they put their name on.
I mean, the trailer for this game looks fucking cool.
That's cool. Also, if you want to support that movie that I have a song in, it's on Amazon now. You can buy it for like $10 or something. So it's called Pig.
What's it called?
Pig Hill. Thanks. Have you watched it yet, Jake?
Pig Hill. I have not. No, I don't. We don't watch hardly any movies.
You should watch it just because it's all this Meadville shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
interesting.
talk about like Connie
But
and stuff.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited to just like fucking do nothing the rest of the week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I
I dare
got stuff to do. I guess.
dude, I dare you to watch Pig Hill and tell me in what scene you heard my song in. Because it's about inaudible, dude. It's so disappointing. But yeah, the movie's what it is. It's a campy kind of horror movie that I think takes itself a little too seriously, but it was cool. Cool that it happened. Cool that I'm in it. I got my name in the credits. You guys can check it out. And be warned, it's not for virgin eyes. There's some really graphic things that go on in it. Just a couple scenes that are really disturbing. But they were going for that. So that out of the way, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week for episode 411. You guys stay warm out there. Make sure, this is Safety Fred coming on the line. If you guys could please check your exhaust spouts on your house and make sure the snow is not covering them so you don't get gas poisoned, that would be ideal. Some of those houses have like the dryer, not the whatever, the exhausts, not the dryer vents, whatever the hell they are. The little, you know what I'm talking about? Like the T things, the elbow.
You're talking about, the PVC exhaust and supply for your furnace if it's a high efficiency gas furnace. Yep.
Correct. Make sure that the snow is not blocking that because you will gas yourself on accident and not wake up tomorrow. So, with that being said, sweet dreams, everybody. Like Nino Kuni, Narco Terror, and Narita Boy. P.S.
Yes.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.